Anyway, that's right, I threw it. New video out right now. You're watching it right now. Again, playing through the EVH again this week. EVH Wolfgang. We're using a Super Lead by Love Pedal. MXR micro amp to boost it up. Boss equalizer, the GE7. No delay today. No delay. No delay. All right, man. Let's quit running over chords here. That'd be fun. It'd be fun if we quit doing that. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I think I'm settled down now. I think I'm good. So today I said we were going to talk about, last week I talked about, or what did I talk about last week? Oh, the Van Halen stuff. Didn't seem to get too many people interested. I understand. I really do. I was just wanting to talk about it last week because, you know, there was a lot of people with their opinions and hullabaloo. But all that aside, not this week. We're moving back to talking about, I said we were going to come back to the female rockers that are kicking it in the ass right now. And that's what we're going to do. So this week we're going to talk, now names are going to just totally forgo me, okay? So I'll do my best to either say a name or, you know. So let's talk today. We talked before about female guitar players, and we talked about the ones that I feel are influential right now. Doesn't mean that they're the only ones. The ones that I've seen, the ones that I have that have made me notice, right? So I mentioned The Warning, and I mentioned Danny. I think I mentioned Nilly Brosh. I did mention Nita, Lizzie Hale, and then I talked about the Sophies, Sophie Burrell and Sophie Lloyd. Sophie Lloyd. Anyway, talked about those. So that said, this week I figured let's touch a little bit on the people that are in the background, right? The people that are, you know, that are out there kicking it in the ass for these guitar players. Obviously, of The Warning, she's referred to as Pow or Paulina Pow from phenomenal drummer, great timekeeper, in the pocket, groover, great vocals. So we'll bring her up first, just because. Why not? With that said, implement her sister, Ali or Alejandra, or I don't know. I'm useless with names, guys. Playing the bass. What a great rhythm section to have, especially in Danny's case where she does a lot of vocal and every now and then she doesn't play while she's singing. What a great groove section to have going on. So we'll bring them up first, and those two combined are great. But yes, Pow is a phenomenal, great timekeeper. Great, like I say, in the pocket groover. So she's right out the gate. Now, there's another one that I want to talk about, and I can't say her name. She's from Italy, and she does YouTubes. Chara. Anyway, it's a weird Italian name. I'm sorry. Nothing weird about being Italian. I just can't say the name. But she does a lot of YouTube videos, and she is one of these that covers songs that you go, wow. And she covers them very, very well. If I can think of the name, I'll either implement it towards the end, or I will, when I go to do I don't edit. Okay. Well, I do. I don't. I just add the information so you guys could. So I'll just add her name in there, and then you'll know who I was talking about. Okay. All right. Got it. Got it. See, it's a bitch getting old, guys. Okay. The old wheels they just don't turn that well. Okay? They don't. I don't tell you. They just don't. You get into your 50s, I'll go sideways. It is what it is. Okay, so she's a great, great drummer. I was looking at a bass player, by the way, I want to mention this. I was scrolling through Instagram, and it's the bass player that played with Whitesnake towards the end. I can't think of her name. I know she's Irish, I think. I'll implement her name. I will. I probably won't. I'm gonna try. Okay. And great bass player. And the reason I'm bringing her up is because why not? As far as female drummers go, back in my time, we had Vixen. Do you guys remember the band Vixen? Those of you that see this video that remember the Vixen, say something. Comment down below if you remember Vixen. They are still out there. In fact, I believe Richie Kotzen's girlfriend is the bass player in Vixen these days. Great bass player, by the way. She is a really good bass player. But yeah, the lady or the woman that's the drummer in Vixen. Oh man, what is her name? It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. She's a good drummer. You know, she was really good at this. Is good. She's still good. She's still doing it. There was a drummer I saw the other day that someone mentioned, and I can't think of her name. See, I can't think of names. There's a lot of them out there, all right? There's a lot of them. And, you know, you go on YouTube all day long, and you can watch these up-and-coming drummers. Who's the one that was on the tribute to Taylor Hawkins? Oh my goodness. Little chick. In fact, she's got her own stuff out now. And they had her on the Taylor Hawkins tribute. And she is, wow, what a killer little drummer. Man, I wish I could think of her name. I think she hangs out with Dave Grohl. Or she's kind of linked to him. I think he, you know. But she's got some good stuff out. Great little drummer. Amazing. It's nice to see that everyone's getting back. Like I've said this before, it's nice to see everyone getting back into the rock and roll field. That's not an insult towards country or rap or any jazz or blue. No. In fact, I think I mentioned that kid that's just killing it right now, Taj. His name's Taj. Playing the blues a lot. He's doing some Gary Moore covers and some Hendrix and some Stevie. Oh my goodness. I don't even know why I have these guitars in my room. I should just make them into coffee tables. I've said that before, I'll say it again. There's so much with the youth. But we're talking about these young ladies that are up and coming, and I think it's really good to see the open-mindedness, especially in a society that right now, I don't do politics, I don't talk religion on here, but let's face facts. It really is, we are in a society where it's nice to see that there are those of us that want to see women succeed at what they're doing, even though there's some that don't. I do, and that's not a political thing. I think everyone should succeed. I don't care the color of your skin. I don't care. I think everyone should try and succeed, especially even if it's something so minuscule that you enjoy doing it and you're successful at doing it. And some people might look at that job and go, so what? To you, it's something. And if you're succeeding at it, right on. So that's what makes me happy about seeing these young ladies that are just killing it, up and coming. Is it Plush? I think it's Plush. Oh, that there's an all-girl band that's, the singer sounds a lot like the singer from Heart. In fact, I believe she covers a lot of Heart songs when they perform. Great band. I was watching them the other day, and the girl guitar player in that band was killing. I'm useless with names, guys. I'm sorry. I should write it all down. I know that's half of you are sitting there right now, all three of you out of the six watching are going, why doesn't he write it down? I don't know. Who knows? I will. So, but this, I think it's Plush. I want to say the name, the name, the band name, I think is Plush. Great band. Phenomenal to watch. But again, there's so many out there. Like I say, the Warning just grabbed me. It literally was, like I say, I was watching them when they were, well, to me, they're still young and little, but when they were real young and little, okay? And then I just happened to stumble across some of their new shows a while back, out touring, and I went, wow, they really are doing this. And I went and watched it, their show, and I just went, wow, they are okay. You win. Same happened with this Plush band. I knew the singer was doing cover songs, Heart and stuff like that, and I knew she was really good at what she did. And I got to be honest, it wasn't until here recently again that I went and watched her band playing live. They were opening for some festival, and I just went, okay, awesome. I think it's awesome. I think it's really awesome that we've got, and again, they're all kind of, from what I'm seeing, is this looking back at Heart, looking back at classic rock bands, Zeppelin, this Taj Kids, looking back at Hendrix and Gary Moore and Stevie Ray Vaughan, for those that keep going. Who's Stevie Ray Vaughan? There's these kids are looking back at this material and going, and they're really just, when they write their stuff, you can tell, you feel it, these guys that are doing neoclassical shredding, tearing it up, you can tell who they're influenced by. You could tell that they've watched Yngwie and they've watched Steve Vai and probably Joe Satriani and guys like that, and Kotzen and Paul Gilbert, and even Jason Becker. There's limited stuff, but they've all kind of seen this and gone and made it their own. That's great. Unless you're that one band that everyone's picking on. Oh my goodness, they sound like Zeppelin, and everybody picks on them. I think they're actually pretty good at what they do. Pretty cool band at the end of the day. Can't even think of their name. I don't even know why I can't think of people's names. But they sound like Zeppelin. I think 3 of them are brothers or something like that. And I've watched a couple of their shows. And I know we're talking about girls right now, but I'm just talking about this in general, how some of these bands, some of these kids to me, have gone and listened to this material and gone, right on. I'm rolling with it. And I think that's, when you watch this band Plush and you watch The Warning and you watch bands like that, listen to their groove, listen to what they're putting into it, their feel and their, it's really cool to see that these young ladies are really killing it, and the guys. Okay, I'm not going to take anything away from the guys. All these young guys too, man. You're out there killing it. You are. It's just, and it's nice to see. It's awesome to see. I love seeing success, and I wish them all the success in the world, all of them. I hope that The Warning has a good 20, 30-year run, and even if they're not a band, I hope they all stick to music, even if they become studio musicians or write for someone else or go out and play for someone else. I think some of us lose sight of that, right? That we think that some of the people we really admire and like, whatever happened to them, sometimes they're writing music for Aldo Nova, writes for Celine, or always wrote for Celine Dion and other musicians, John Bon Jovi and people like that. So even though we don't see them, you know, in our eyesight all the time and our ears all the time, they are out doing stuff. And I think that's cool too, if they stick with the industry and become a songwriter and a you know, play on other people's albums and write for other people. And so I hope to see all that too. And I think some of the, especially with some of these young ladies, I think they really could, you know, could really, you know, because let's face it, I'm not gonna name names right now, but let's face it, some of the ones names that we could say, they're not writing their material. We know this, right? I'm not saying names either. If someone comes to your head, you thought of it, not me. I'm not putting it in your head. I'm just saying there are people out there that are not writing their material, right? I'm guessing the Warning writes their material. I'm sure they have family, friends, or maybe their parents or someone that's around them that gives them a little bit of guidance and input. Most musicians do. That's not uncommon, right? But some of these big names, you know, the big names, they're not writing their material. They're just taking what's handed to them and they're performing it. I'm not saying they're not performing it well. It's just, you know, I will say that Taylor Swift, I know someone out of the six of you, one of you, probably you over there, you were thinking that I was talking about her when I said not writing your own material. I know you are. I know you're kind. Now, here's the deal. I believe she writes her material. I'm sure she gets handed material that she performs that other people have done. Sure. I'm sure. It's unfortunate that when you go into a studio and you start working with other people, especially if you really want to make it, you kind of got to interact with the people that have all the connections and pull the strings, right? I don't see anything wrong with that, but try to hold on to your integrity and try to, you know, Rory Gallagher. I don't know whether some of you, you know, out of the six of you watching, maybe you do. Maybe you know who Rory Gallagher is. He wouldn't let the music industry dictate what he was going to do. That's why when I say his name right now, you're going, who? Who's Rory Gallagher? Rory Gallagher was phenomenal. He was of Hendrix status, okay? But at the end of the day, he wouldn't do it. When they went to him and said, here's what we want you to do. We want you to write a ton of pop songs, and here's how we want it done, and here's what you should, you know, he went, no. In fact, I believe one of the times he took and threw the stuff in the trash. So I'm hoping that this younger generation realizes, man, those of you that do write your material, and for those of you, not that you'll ever see this video, but maybe someone will pass it along to you, hang on to what's yours, okay? If you write it, it's yours, okay? Hang on to it. Hang on to it. As far as getting strong-armed, money's always going to win, right? So if someone says, look, we can give you whatever if you just sing this song, you know, if it hits, you'll get X amount, you'll get a percentage and you go, oh, ooh, that'll buy me my nice new house or my nice new car. Back in the day, they would get a lot of these, like Aerosmith, some of these bands where they go, here's $500,000 up front, which back then, of course, $500,000 was like, wow. And they would take it. But unfortunately, they owed the record company and the company owned their music. That sucks. Don't do that. For all you young ladies and young gentlemen coming up in the industry, I get it. Do what's necessary to keep you moving forward. Just don't sell your soul and don't give your material away. And don't lose sight of why you started. That's one of the things I'll say to these young lady bands and guys, okay? And guys, I'm going to say this right now. Go ahead and, you know, whatever got you interested in music, stick with it, roll with it, hang on to it. And just be, you know, be aware, you know? And I know, listening to the old guy in the room, that you could say, you don't, what do you know? It's not about me making it famous, it's about having people around me that did make it famous. I do have friends that or a friend, and I do hear the stories. And you just kind of listen to that. And by paying attention to things, you know, it's just hang on to what got you excited to do it and stick with it. And as far as getting back to these young ladies, man, keep it up, okay? Keep rocking, man, all of you, all right? From the Warning to, I think it's Plush. I think it's Plush. All of you, to the Sophies and the Nitas and Nillies and Hailstorm and all of you. I wish you nothing but the ton. I want to see all of you succeed and hang on to everything that's yours, okay? And make sure that you ride that wave for all it's worth. Okay, there's today's thing, okay? Dinah. Wasn't much, but I said I was going to touch on some other female stuff. I get it. I went on a little you know, if you were around me, if you were in my head, you would just go, oh wow, let me out. Anyway, those of you that really want to get guitar lessons or learn some stuff, go see Uncle Ben Eller, Andy Wood, Robert Baker. I know I'm going to miss guys that I should be mentioning their name. Anyway, go check those guys out. Go check out The Warning. Go check out Hailstorm. Go check out The Pretty Reckless. Go check out Plush. Go check out, I don't care. Listen to anything and everything. If it grabs your ear and you like it, enjoy it. All right. On that note, peace. Stay out of trouble. Remember, stay true to yourself. We'll see you in the next one, man.